Hi guys, trying this again. Jeez. Hi Tom. Oh my goodness sake. So now my house isn't set up, but wow, what a nightmare that. I don't if um I don't know if that happened because my phone sucks or because StreamYard uh didn't want to participate. So let me go drop the channel. Let me go drop the link over in. Hold on. I'm going. I'm going. Figure this out. This one. Here we go. Yeah, I want to see if anybody will follow me over. If anybody was following me. Bye. Hi. Triton made it. I'm going over here. I want to see some new faces tonight. Let's get some new faces on here. There we go. Okay. Pennsylvania. So, and now I'm gonna I think it's Dancing 3.0. Oh my goodness sakes. So, Pennsylvania bees. Now, I think I saw that once before. Howdy. Someone come in that hasn't been in before. Come into the studio that hasn't been on before. Um, so what did I do today? I went out and looked at some of those packages. I'm not as upset about it. They are out of their cage. Like I said, that one was in there for 9 days. I don't think she went in and out. I think she never came out. For whatever reason, she wouldn't go through that hole in that queen cage. Um, some of her, I kind of flicked it a little bit. Some of the attendants came out, but there was her and another attendant would not come out. So I popped the staple and got her out and clipped her and marked her and dropped her in. But I'm just, it was 9 days. How long would she have sat in there? She was not coming out that little hole. Then the other is that I mean they ate the candy, so it was open, it was wide open, but she was not going through that little hole. And then I dropped her after I clipped her and marked her. I dropped her right on a frame, and she put her head straight in and just started drinking nectar, sugar. I was feeding them, so they had some syrup on them. Oh, okay. Well, I ended up leaving early, Tom. I left at I think it was like 9 o'clock. Was it? Gosh, yeah, it was before that. But I wanted to watch some baseball. I'm getting a little behind on my Phillies, so I wanted to watch some baseball. And I knew I was going to be on tonight. So Pennsylvania, come on, click on the link and come in. Let's see you. Um, who else is on? 7 of us. Oh, I have some new gals that I met. A lady was over at my place yesterday, was it? I had some 10 frame equipment for sale. So she bought the 10 frame mediums and some drawn comb. And then her friend called me for some. So I invited both of them and shared the link. But through all of this nonsense, I don't know if they followed me from like, I don't know what link they have at this point. So I was hoping they would come on, Bonnie and Donna. Then my new mentee, Caitlin, is supposed to come on. So we'll see if the she keepers show up. So did you get some mowing, Tom? You got some mowing done? I got my seeds. So I get seeds from Eden Brothers and they're back out on the cart. But I order from Eden Brothers seed and I got my zinnia and I got my Cosmos. I think that's all I ordered. So I was able to get that seed down today. I prepped it yesterday with the mower, which I'm not sure if I should have done, but I'll ask about that later. But anyway, I prepped it, took everything down to the dirt, and then got the seed, broadcast the seed, and then drove my golf cart over it just to press it down. Um, they say that the instructions were that wildflower is just to there's wildflowers, you just need to press them in, you don't need to cover them. So I just drive the golf cart over and over and over until it all gets pressed in. Yeah, it's Pennsylvania. We all started out like you. We just click buttons. So on the just I know you can't now because you're at work, but over on the chat at the top, and I don't know what it looks like if you're on your phone, but there is a link that you click on, and then it takes you to a StreamYard, and then you have to like put your name in there, and then I see you pop up, and then I can bring you in. So it's a little bit of a process. You don't have to have your camera on necessarily if you want to try it without your camera. Um, Sometimes I don't have my camera on because it's too late and I'm in bed and I'm, still on. So I don't always have my camera on either. But so let me think how many of those packages. Oh, I want to talk about my swarm I got last Thursday. I'm talk about that. Um, the one package. So I had 5 packages and 5 queens. So the one I released after 9 days. The other one was that red one. Hi, Grayson. Oh my goodness. I was off for just a little bit ago. I jumped around a lot, so I'm glad you found me. And we got to get good enough. I hope good enough comes back. Um, so then the second one was the one that I had that rapid round. It was a red bottom. She's been laying up great. Hi, Lee. I was just a hot mess out in my yard with my phone. You missed it, thank God. I was I'd make you cry, Lee. I was a technical disaster. So that was the second. So the first one was in 9 days. Second one, she's out and laying. I ended up putting a queen excluder on. They had filled the medium with honey that they get to keep. So I put a queen excluder and then got a second one on. Then the other package I put in, that's a double deep and a medium. She's really taken off. The fourth one was the one that was confused. I lost the queen, I think, and she ended up, they just went into another box. So I left them there. I have another one that came. Oh. So there was one that got away from me and she's flying. I couldn't find her. So she went into a 5 frame right next to where I lost her and she's laying it up. And then I found a virgin in there too. So, oh gosh. So Lee, I was trying to broadcast from my phone, which was a complete disaster because I don't know, my phone is old, but I have lots of data. But the other thing is, I don't know if it was StreamYard does not like to do that or what. But anyway, I'm not getting a new phone, so or a camera. So that is what it is. Oh, okay, Pennsylvania. Keep her between the lines. And all 18. I don't know if you got 18, but 18 on the ground. So where was I? 4 and then 5, found her. 6, clipped and marked her. the one they killed. So that's seven. Seven's dead. Um, I think eight. I forget. Yeah, we clipped and marked eight. So she's got a full eight frame now. Number eight out of the 10. And there's two more I can't think in my head where I put them. I don't remember where the other two are in my yard. And my yard's not that big. I don't know how many hives I have down there. Hey, Jack and Danette. Hello, hello. Yep, 18. Okay, Pencil Tuffy has 18. I hope you can just talk into your wheels turning there while you're here. I'm in and out of the room. I'm restoring some old cast iron pan. Oh, okay. Yeah, you got to put them in the oven, I think, upside down. So anyway, so I was all upset about those packages I put in and those queens, but I'm thinking I got 8 out of the 10. Like I said, there's 2 of them I can't. Oh, no, I know where the other one is. She's laying too. So I did 2. I just didn't like the first couple days of it. I didn't give him a chance. And now that gave him a chance. Hi Triton. You're back. You found me. So I guess it's 9. It's 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. So 5 packages, 5 queens. And I know the one they rolled her. I saw it happen. I marked her and clipped her, and they just assassined her. But they're making, so I put in a eggs larva, an anchor frame, I call it. I put an anchor frame in when I put her in. And so they made queens out of that. So I didn't lose, the structure. It's still gonna work out. Uh, I got called down to a swarm last Thursday, and I really don't pick up swarms. I'm not on any lists unless, you can stand on the ground. This one I was up on the ladder a little bit. And I don't know, did I tell you the story? I did this something dumb again. I ordered a KF mug. Oh no, a KF hat. I ordered a hat. So I did this before. This is stupid stuff. This is the stupid stuff Nancy does in the corner. So I got called down to this little swarm. It's where I manage bees for this woman. So I thought, oh, it was not hers. We determined it couldn't be hers from the splits and the amount of the queens and stuff. It just couldn't be hers. Well, now that my queens are early, I'm wondering if it was. So anyway, so I'm up on the ladder and I'm looking at it and I find the queen. So I get all excited. I clip her, I mark her, I put her in a little container, and then I find another queen. And then I'm thinking, oh, holy crap. This is an after swarm. These are after swarms. 2 queens. So I left the one queen with the colony, put them in a 5-frame box, put the one virgin that I marked and clipped in a cage, roller cage. Stuck the roller cage in, and they kept her alive until today. First early this morning I was out. So that has the virgin queen that was running around the colony, and it also has the virgin queen that I clipped and marked. I let her loose. I don't know what else to do. I wasn't gonna kill her. Although I did when I clipped her, I guess, but I've done that before where I find her and then I realize that they're virgins. So technically, I guess you could say I did kill 2 queens in my 8 years. So I just let her loose, and we'll see, whatever. But the second one, The second version that I found, I think, has been mated since Thursday because we had some possible days for that to happen, and she's just huge from when I boxed him up. Now, here's a question. Here's a question I have for you guys that are on. When a virgin goes out and gets mated and comes back, and her spermafecal's full from all those drones she mated with, and it happens, she goes out several times a day for several days. She makes many, many mating flights. They're average about 30 minutes. And they come back, they refuel, they go back out. They refuel, they go back out. But does her spermafecal increase after she mates with the drones? Or does that take a couple days to, like, I don't know, expand? That's just a weird question. If anybody knows that, Mark might know that. But that Virgin Queen, she went out and got mated since Thursday. And she was a swarm, so she was ready to go. But she's definitely much larger now. Isn't it like, oh yeah. Thanks. So how soon after their mating flight do they appear larger? Is my question. I don't know where my book is. What book that I was reading for that class that I'm taking? Oh, that drone class. I kind of dropped off of it a little bit. I did some reading and I did some quizzes, but the assignments about what I'm doing in my yard with drones, I haven't done. Yeah, okay, Pennsylvania. Yeah, I'm just curious. Oh, I think it's more than just sperm. Like when she gets mated, I think there's more things that happen to her system and her productive areas. Her, I don't even know what it's called. But how long does it take to, show? Hi, Bill Lee, Lucky Bill. Who's the clean people? Say, oh, is there any questions? What do we want to talk about? Somebody's got to come in to talk with me. Uh, Fun something to talk about. Oh, my yard down in Fort Washington went down there. What a disaster. There was no mated queens. The one queen that was mated from last year, she was green. Um, that was I had two queens I ever wintered in the same hive last year. Oh hi. Tom, you
Hi,
say
Nancy, since you were begging.
I'm like I don't want to hear myself talk. I guess everyone
Yeah,
does.
I got one little story to tell.
Okay, go for it.
All right. If you remember back in the middle of April, about the 18th, hive number one was a monster hive. had already
Yeah.
9.5 to 10 frames of brood. And I took her and her 2 open frames over to a 10 frame box that was empty. Then I took 2 of the cap brood frames, fully capped, away and gave them to other hives that needed it. So I left that hive with 6 frames of cap brood. I left her out for 12 days, and after 12 days, I put her back in. And by then, there was only 1 frame of capped brood left. The rest of it all emerged out.
All right.
Well, guess what she did today?
Swarmed.
She swarmed on me. I couldn't believe it. After all that, she still swarmed on me. The good news is she went in my cedar tree, and I got her out of the cedar tree. Now she's in my apple may hive. So see if she swarms out of that one.
Yeah, some seltzer. I'm getting some seltzer. It disappeared. Oh, I'm letting you see my messy kitchen. So it didn't work.
No, well,
Are
it
you
did
think-
for a month. 3 weeks.
So everything. Oh,
I haven't gone into the hive yet.
but you leave her with the frame, right? So she has a frame.
She
So she's
had,
laying these 12 days that she's away. She's laying, right?
yeah, she laid up almost 3 frames.
And you put all those 3 frames back in with her.
Yes.
Oh.
But by then, she still had 6 frames empty.
They didn't
4,
backfill with
5
honey and
frames.
pollen?
What's that?
They didn't backfill with honey and pollen?
No, not too bad. No, I moved them up to the top box. So she still had empty frames in the whole bottom box.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And she filled it. She must have filled it up again. I'm going in tomorrow. I actually caught a swarm today, a good 5 frame swarm today. A
Ooh.
call I got from a person, a guy named Kevin. And
Yeah.
tomorrow I'm going to pull all the frames that have cells on them or cut them, leave them with
Dennis.
none. Hey Dennis, and then I'm going to merge in that 5 frame swarm into the rest of the bees. So that's my game plan for tomorrow.
Oh. I gotcha. Apology.
So I don't know what I'm going to do with all the queen cells. It's the one I grafted from. So I'm going to cut most of them and put them in the incubator.
Well, I ended up with quite a few cells because the ones that the one queen that didn't take, that they killed, I put a anchor frame in with them, so they all have eggs, larvae, and brood. So
Right.
if something happens, they have spares. So that they threw me of like, I don't know, like 6 or 7 cells. So I took 2 of those, and then I brought 3 cells up from the one down in Washington. Should answer your question, but there's okay, Mark. Remember, I was talking about the queens. Hi, Nancy. She down. I don't know if her voice changes. Well, why would her voice change? But she does get sexier. Yes, she smells sexier for sure. Oh, I got a striped one. I found a striped one down there. This was mine, my split. She's got her thorax is like really black. And then she's got one black stripe, and then she's got like a amber stripe, and then a black stripe and an amber stripe. Oh man, she is beautiful.
I got a dark, almost black queen is striped, with just lighter to dark or dark. She was hard to find. It took me 2 tries to find her. I knew she was in there.
Yeah, those dark ones. But I mean, do we ever see a queen and say, "Oh, she's ugly"? I mean, I don't know. I always just think they're all pretty.
Yeah.
But I'm not a queen breeder. Like, so my queens are all just, I don't work hard at it. I just let them do their thing. And um, I don't know if I have any short, stubby ones. I probably have, but then they're cute too.
Yeah. Some of them are fat and short. Some of them are slender and long.
Yeah. I don't think that the queen's body has anything to do with her ability to lay or not. I think that's been disproven that whether she's
I think
long
that,
or
yeah, it's genetics.
yeah, she can be great and not be as long or as big or you know.
Some of them are built like a
Oh,
Mack truck, stocky ones.
here you go. I almost forgot. So Bill, let's do this. Let's do this one. Let's do that one. So Bill sponsors my channel, which is cool, but I don't really see a difference with getting the account than without the account. But Bill sponsors my channel, so I want to advertise for him down there
Yeah,
at Shenandoah Bee Supply.
that's a good deal. I'm still
Okay.
doing the free StreamYard on my Tuesdays.
Well, I don't know. I guess I don't know, Lee. I maybe I gotta call Lee and find out. Like, I'm not seeing a difference between the paid one and the free one.
Well, number of people is one thing.
How many people can you have?
6 for free.
Oh, I think I can have 10. Well,
Yeah,
we can't get anybody on anyway.
right.
It's not like, I mean, once in a while I have like 6 or so on. But yeah, I think there should be more, I don't know, more but it might be me not knowing where to look for the benefits too. Like it might be me.
Right. Don't know. So I do now have 20 of my 21 honey hives have mated queens in them. Did that today. I had 20 for 21 to that one swarmed on me. So for about an hour, I had all 21 hives, one of my honey hives, with mated queens. That's my goal every year.
Right.
But
Sure.
then number one swarmed on me.
I'm gonna try and fix this light so I'm not so washed out. Let me see if I can
Yeah,
find.
yeah.
Let me see if
My
I can
light
find one of
makes
the
me
lights.
red all the time. I changed the color, it doesn't help any. That's a little, man. It's actually my camera doing it. I gotta get a better camera system. So yeah, that queen is like, oh, I might have made myself a mess for next year because I grafted 22
It's a
cells
lot
off of
better.
that queen that likes to swarm or likes to
It's a lot
lay 2,000 eggs a day. Could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing.
It's still not any better.
It was better before you turn that light on.
Well, is it okay? Okay, here, I'm gonna turn. I walked across the room to. Now I'm sitting in the dark. See if that's any better. Eh,
Yeah,
eh.
that's better.
Oh well. Louis got groomed today, so he's all passed out on the sofa, but he's so handsome and he smells like a poodle, not a farm dog like he is.
Mark, I did with
Has
hive number one. I did a brood break for
has
12
anyone
days.
done a brood break? Oh, hi DC. I
Hey,
like slow
DC,
reason I'll have to work as
DC Dave. That's what I call him now. DC Dave.
DC what?
Dave. That's his first name.
Dave?
Yeah, Dave.
Dave. Yeah. We have 1 month fruit break. So
Yeah, I do too
I
in the
don't,
winter time. 2, 3 months.
well, Mark, we're just getting started up here in the Northeast, so we don't really, I don't know, I haven't had the opportunity. I can't do a brood break right now because I'm trying to gear up. I don't know where this flow is. I got people below me and above me that have capped honey, and they're just not bringing anything in. I don't know what's going on.
Huh. Our
Oh,
black locust tree is starting to bloom around the expressways. The ones that are right on the highway, they're blooming. So the rest of the black locust should be blooming in the next few days.
I'm gonna bring up a black locust here in a second.
Oh,
So, Mark, has anyone done
I
a brood
didn't.
break in the middle flow? Yes. So, yes, Mark. Um, I have pulled my queen. So, but for me up here in the Northeast, that is, let's see, some of the flow's on. The flow's not on for me yet here. I don't know what's taken so long, but I can pull the queen to increase my honey yield and then let them requeen at summer solstice. So that's a brood break, yes. And they make a lot of honey. Some commercial guys do that. They'll go through and because when they lose their queen, they got nothing else to do but make honey.
Right.
Oh, what happened? DC got censored? What? What happened, DC? Stupid no words. Uh-oh. What? Oh, do we have no words in our vocabulary as beekeepers that we don't realize are no words?
I don't know.
Black locust. I'm gonna go find black locust.
Black locust is a no word?
No, I'm gonna go find a black locust tree.
Oh,
No. I'm gonna go find the black locust to pull up on the screen. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay. Get that. That. Uh, here we go. Okay. I don't know who this guy is, but
yeah, that's a
here's the
black
black locust.
locust. Yep.
Now, can you? Let me blow myself up. Hold on. Oh, no, it does do it automatically. Sorry. Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
So I don't have very many of these anywhere near me.
You
I don't
don't?
have these. Mm-mm. Except one that started in my front yard by itself. It's a volunteer. From where it came, I don't know. And it's about 4 feet tall. And it's a beautiful spot. It's like the perfect. Whenever I find a tree in a really good spot, I just leave it there, baby it, you know, kind of. I stake it. I put a little thing around it. Uh,
Yeah, they got a thick bark, really thick bark. And you can see
so that's
they're
the one that
everywhere.
looks like popcorn. Remember, Ryan said something about it looking like popcorn.
Yeah. That makes the little seed pods.
Yeah,
And it's got a thick, heavy bark.
yeah, like scales or kind of like I don't know what you'd call that. Yeah, I don't have very many of these around. I mean, if I drive around, there's none in the neighborhoods. I don't know where they would be.
It shows it's in the whole United States.
I know.
And even up in Canada. Well, up in Maine, it's blue, whatever blue stands for.
I don't know. Yeah, let's see here. Introduced native.
Introduced.
Okay. Introduced. Oh, interesting.
So they are everywhere now. They usually grow on hillsides and where other stuff won't grow very well. Rocky soils and stuff like that, which where I live, it's all rock.
Yeah.
We got these mini steep mountains or short little stubby steep mountains.
So I don't know if so what I have around me is neighborhoods or farms. Like it's kind of one or the other. There's very little now heading into the city, you'll go down like highways that were rocky and disturbed that might have these growing. And then north of me, there might be more of these, but I don't see a lot of these black locusts here anywhere near me.
Right. Well, they make a really good honey, sweet honey.
Now, that's not to say that my bees don't find, I mean, I get a real clear, light honey in spring.
That's black
And the bees,
locust. Black
yeah,
locust is real light white, so milky white, clear, and it's very sweet.
yeah, it sounds like my spring. So what I'm going to do this year is I'm going to, when they go into bloom, whenever that is, I'm going to do a conscious drive. Me and Louie will take off and we'll just drive around within a mile, 2 mile, 3 mile radius of my house. See if I can find any of these.
I got hundreds of them within a third of a mile of my house. Whole hillside.
I was thinking about getting the queen and her inside 2 weeks. 2 weeks, he says. 2 weeks. Then requeening with new queen and oh,
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
new
Gagging the
queen.
queen and leaving her inside. I don't know how long her pheromones will last.
I don't think you need to go 2 weeks. Like,
I mean, I typically, if I take the queen out, I'll wait
oh,
6
he wants to
days,
go.
knock down all the
No, he
queen
wants to
cells.
go 21 days. He wants to go 21 days for the brood break. Right, Mark?
Is that what he's saying? Well, you want to go.
Right?
You only got to go 14 days. That's 23
Right,
days. 15
right,
days to
right,
get the drones.
right. Okay. Well, she's been fasting, so making an into hope.
So 2 weeks, 14 days.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that should work. I just don't know how long that
Yeah.
queen with their stick around and not make queen cells. But my guess is that her smell pheromones will stick long enough that we'll get to a point where they can't make queen cells.
Yeah. Hopelessly queenless. Sure. Right.
It'll be
So
6
you got to
days
go in
later.
and just, yeah, you're just going to go in and clip the cells, right? Yeah. What do you see here?
So it might work.
So, Mark, are you trying to just do open mated queens and not drop, or are you dropping your? I don't know what Mark's doing here.
Yeah, because you can just pull the queen and then 6 days later, knocked down all the queen cells, and then 14 days later, introduced the queen.
Yeah, DC, I was wrong. I didn't do the math right in my head. Yeah, there's probably some blooming. So I'm in southeast Pennsylvania, like I'm north of Philadelphia here. And I mean we have a forest, like there's a forest near me that probably has some of those trees, but unless they're blooming, I'm not gonna if I can't see them from the street, I'm not walking through the woods.
One thing you can do is you can find your mated queen. You can pull that queen and put your new queen right in the same spot you pulled the other queen from. You're not miss a beat.
The sprayer with water and spray the frame with water, right?
You can, but you don't even have to do that. You can just take her out and put the new one in.
Well, I did that with one of those queens from down south I got, and they rolled her, killed her.
Did they really?
Yeah, and I sprayed her.
Was on a with all the new nurse bees.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, they killed her. They killed her.
Wow.
That's one of the 10. 2 of the 10 I can't figure. One they just rolled her and killed her, and then another one they took her out too. Yes,
Yeah,
Pennsylvania. Wait a minute, Pennsylvania. How do you know? You are very close to me. Look at there's Mark. Pennsylvania's close to me. Yes, I'm next to a dairy farm. My house is next to a dairy farm. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Nancy. Hi, Tom. How are y'all?
doing good, Mark. How you doing?
I'm good. Tired. I just got up
Yeah,
for a
so am
nap.
I.
I was going to do some away today on some newly mated queens before they got capped, and I just come in and crashed. It didn't happen. Oh, yeah. What I was thinking about doing, I've got mated queens that aren't capped. They just got mated. So some of my production colonies could use a brood break, and I'm thinking about just caging. Push her down to the bottom, uh, just one deep, and then come back and find her and cage her and put her in there, and then come back in 2 weeks, pull her out, and pop that nuke right in the middle of that.
That should be. I would think that'd be fine, Mark. Especially if she's got bees to protect her for that first hour.
Yeah.
First 10 minutes.
I think I can avoid having to look for queen cells because with her in there, I don't think that they will build queen cells.
Yeah, they won't, Mark.
And that'll save that job, right? Plus,
right.
if I leave it 2 weeks, that'll give the chance for the new nukes to build up good, right? And then I don't have to put the whole nuke in there. I can leave a frame of brood and some bees in the little nuke, and then take 2 or 3 frames and just stick them right in the middle there, and it's requeened. Just take
you can put. I would say 3 frames with the queen being in the middle.
Right.
Be fine.
And then it'll be requeened, ready to go, and it should help with the mites, I think. How long do they stay capped, Tom? How long do the larvae stay capped on a worker?
21.
Well, it's 9 days.
They're capped at 8 days, right?
8 to 9, yeah.
So
8
11?
21, 11 days. So
11 days.
14 days will do it, won't it?
14 days will get you the drones.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can do acylic acid vapor right before you do it.
Right before I put that nuke in.
You get a brood break, plus you kill any mites that might be walking around.
I think. Plus, I'll still get a good flow coming in, I think. Now, will they backfill that bottom box? Or will
Yes.
they
Mhm.
will they carry that up with her in there now?
Oh, that's a good question.
If you what well, if you don't get her in there in time or they don't accept her, they'll backfill it. But if you get her in there to lay, they'll move it up. Like
I think
it's a
Mark.
slippery slope.
I think Mark, they'll keep at least part of the frame open for her to lay. At least a
Just
few frames.
put the new queen in with drawn comb. When you go to put the new queen in, just put her
Well,
in on drawn comb.
I don't have that much drawn cone, Nancy, and I'll put her in there with like 3 frames of brood and larva, and some bees.
Mm.
But I'm just thinking, will they backfill that bottom box instead of carrying it up
Yes.
to the other box? You
Yes.
know,
If
but
she's
now
not
when I
laying
put
in
her
it,
in
yeah.
there, they'll probably clean it out for her.
Yeah, they'll move it all up.
I didn't
Well,
know if they
if
would
the
do that if
flow's
I
long,
left her
won't.
in there. You know, if I leave her in there, will they still do that? Will they
Yes.
keep a
Oh,
place clean?
yes. They'll keep it clean.
Thinking
Yeah,
she's
most
So
of
gonna thinking she's gonna lay. You know,
yes.
right. In
So
fact,
what we get up here a lot is the they backfill with pollen. You get pollen bound or honey bound, and people say that's a queen issue. You get pollen bound and honey bound, it's a queen issue. Now you're creating the queen issue and you're trying to fix the queen issue. Like you're doing all this, right? But people that aren't doing anything get pollen bound and honey bound up here and it's a queen issue. They have to figure out what's going on with that queen and fix it, or they can take that honey away, they can take that pollen away, but if they don't fix that queen issue, they're shooting
right,
themselves in the foot. I mean, they're
hey
you know,
Nancy,
they're
they can't move pollen. They can only move honey.
right. I'm just gonna leave 1 frame of pollen. If there's more than that, it's coming out. I've got to leave as much room in the bottom box as I can for her to lay. Right.
Right.
So if there's more pollen than 1 frame, it's coming out of there.
Yeah.
And I'll put a blank
yeah.
foundation in there if I have to. You know.
You should be fine what you're going to do, Mark.
I think
just
I'll get a brood break, and I'll do the OA, and I'll pop a new queen in, fresh start. I
Yeah.
think by June, whatever kind of flow we have in June ought to be good.
right.
Well, they'll pull frames for him, Tom, in the flow, right? So if he does have frameless or undrawn comb, it'd be a good bet to put it in during the flow, right?
Right.
Right.
I'll go
Pull
ahead and
fresh
straighten
comb and
all
still
that
lay in
out.
that.
Yeah, I'll straighten all
They'll-
that out when I shake them all down in that bottom box. I'll go ahead and straighten all that out. Then
yeah.
I'll just go right down the line, and then I'll come back, and then I'll know the queen's in the bottom, and then I'll find her cager, go to the next one, find her cager, and I'll make sure all that's straightened up in the bottom the way it needs to be.
Mhm.
Right.
That way I won't have to go back and redo it.
I just checked 11 queens today, newly mated queens, and they probably just started laying today or tomorrow. And I knew that. I was just checking them early to get them all going for the flow. And I could tell by the third frame if I had a queen or not because they left room for her. On all the ones, the 4 I didn't have, they had backfilled. When I got in that third or fourth frame and I saw nothing but honey, I knew I had no queen.
I tried the brood break years ago. I had trouble. I don't remember what it was I had the problem with, but I caged a queen for 21 days. Back then, that's what they recommended, and that was a disaster.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
too
no.
long.
I left her in that cage too long. It was a disaster. She wasn't ever no good after that, you know.
Yeah.
But this time I've got plenty of queens. I'm just going to requeen.
Right.
If I can hold them in the nuke for 2 weeks, which they should be fine because nothing's going to hatch out, right?
Well, I'm
For 2
pretty
weeks.
sure, Mark, if you didn't want to do the brood break, you could probably just take the old queen out and drop 3 frames with the new mated queen in the middle, right in the middle of them, and you'd be fine.
Yeah, I've done some of that already, Tom, but some of them need a brew break.
Well,
you know.
yeah.
some of them need it. So that's what I'm thinking I'm gonna do with them.
Right.
Not
You can
all
do
of
it
them,
either
but
way.
yeah,
So
I
the
think
brood break, is that for mites, Mark, or is that your thinking? Is for
anything.
mites?
Yeah, they'll clean anything up that's wrong. Really, but it's mainly the mite issue. Because all we can use really is OAV, right? And that right there all the caps will be gone. So
Right.
I can come in and wipe them out.
You get
You can't do
99%.
formic. You can't do
Like,
formic down there.
not with honey supers on. I could pull
Yeah.
the honey supers off, but no, I
No,
can't
the
do it.
label says you can have supers on. The
Yeah,
label
but
says you can have supers.
as warm as it gets now, it's too late. I
Yeah.
mean, it's gonna be in the 80s. You know, it'd be too late for that, Nancy.
And you don't need to use Formic Pro. You won't have any mites under cells. So silic acid vapor
Yeah,
will make
yeah. No,
99.
no.
Right. Yeah.
Right, with what he's
And it'll be
doing, but
cheaper too, right? I mean, it's gonna be a little labor
Not
involved, but
cheaper.
it's gonna be a whole lot cheaper on me, right?
Yeah.
So kind of, and then
well, that's something I wanted to bring up tonight too. Hi, Roy. Roy came
That's,
in. So talking about Formic Pro and being like, so we're getting ready for a big price increase coming out of Canada. They're from Canada. That product comes in from Canada. And I've been a big Formic Pro fan. I use
me
Formic
too.
every year. I've used it successfully. I
I
don't know.
hadn't used it in 2 years, Nancy. I've been using ApiGuard, but I need to use it because it helps with tracheal mites and everything else too, and
Yeah,
it also helps with beetles, high beetles.
yeah.
It will
You
run
think,
it'll
right? I
run them
mean,
out.
yeah.
yeah, I don't have hive beetle problems yet.
Uh, I think a
But
lot more
you know,
people
some
need to start using Formic because if we ever get uh this terrible
trachea.
mite they keep talking about, they say it's the only thing that'll kill it. So we all need to learn it a little bit better.
But so I don't know. I don't really worry about the temperature with Formic. If I can't find a window, which I've always year after year I can find a window, but I put it on like now, this time of the night, and that gives me 12 hours of
Yeah,
below, you know. And the other thing is all the bees leave. They go either up in the supers or they come out and hang out on the box. And then they're able to fan that. They can keep that inside temp, whatever they need it to be.
yeah.
Right.
So I don't
I'm
think
not
we
going
should
to
be
do that
worried.
just simply because of the cost. I'm tight.
Well, no. I know we all have our reasons for, but I don't think that heat or the temperature really should be an issue for not using Formic. Like there's other reasons, but I don't think temperature should be a reason. I mean,
Yeah, but you're up
you're gonna
north
lose.
too. It's
Yes,
cooler up there
yes,
than it is here. It gets hot here.
Yeah.
exactly. So my window is going to be later. Like I have Formic on now. I put Formic on a week ago. Some of them, my honey production has Formic on it, not my 5 frames or my new packages or anything like that. I should have hit them with OA today, and I didn't. I ran out of steam.
I'm the
But
same way. I should have been up there doing my nukes, but I didn't do it today. By the time I get to it Saturday, they'll probably be capped. Be too
Right.
late.
yeah, well, I got tomorrow yet, and then I markets Friday and Saturday. So, but mine aren't capped. Well, the one I just released her after 9 days, so there's no cap in that one for sure. But they're not capped yet. Nothing's capped yet. And that finger
Yeah.
hurts. I got stung right in the inside, right at
Oh
the joint.
yeah. That's a
I got
painful one.
I got about 8 or 10 of them yesterday. I marked 29 queens yesterday.
Huh? How many?
29.
29.
I got off at lunchtime and I worked till almost dark, but I got 29 of them marked. So
The farmer spread manure, and my property is and he takes every inch of that property line, and he's spread manure right now. So
Oh, lovely.
Lu-
Lovely.
Louis,
Smells like money, don't it?
oh yeah,
That's funny.
he's behind. Like he normally plants that field corn by
Works.
he usually plants that corn should have been planted 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, mid-April.
Yeah.
Hi, Larimore. Mid-April, he'll take that grass down and plant that, and he's just now spreading the manure to get the seed in the ground. And it's May.
It's almost
he's
Mother's Day.
Yeah, May 7th. He's a good timing for me. Like over the years, I get to see what his timing is. And he's been a farmer. He's probably third generation. So he knows what he's supposed to be doing when. But yeah. So it's interesting to watch him and then know, you know. So I kept saying I'm late. I kept saying I'm behind. And sure enough, I'm behind. I'm behind 2 weeks, 3 weeks. The flow's
Yeah.
not really even caught on here yet.
Yeah. That's the way it was here.
Oh, Larimore, okay, he hasn't planted either. Yeah.
The
We're
field-
we're in blackberry
fields around
winter right
mine is
now.
still wet from the flooding. They still
Yeah.
got puddles of water in them. So they're
Yeah,
not
we're
gonna
having
let it pass for-
we're having blackberry winter right
Okay.
now. It's in the 60s today here.
Blackberry winter. I never heard of that. Never
Yeah.
heard that saying.
Yep.
Blackberry winter.
Yeah.
So it's a great day to put Formic on, Mark. Just kidding.
Yeah, it is.
Come here,
If
Lou.
I had any.
I just heard on the news we had 8 days of rain.
You're all handsome. Show everyone how handsome you are.
Oh,
You're all cleaned up and shiny. You're all handsome. You went to see his girlfriend today, Lauren.
What is that, a poodle? Is that a
Yeah.
poodle?
Yep. Straight poodle. I found him at my
Yeah.
beehive.
I used to have one like that, white one. His name was Pierre.
Pierre.
Yeah.
He's Louis for Lewis and Clark because he was a stray. He
Yeah.
was a great explorer. Yeah, I found him down next to my hives in COVID March, and I thought it was something dead. So I went to get the pitchfork, push it off in the woods, and then he looked at me. I'm not
Oh.
dead. I'm a poodle.
He found him a new home.
Yeah, 15 pounds. We chased him 12 miles in 2 weeks. Kept chasing him. And we got him. Got him into a crate.
well, tomorrow I'm
Blackberry.
heading down to my brother's farm. I caught another swarm in one of my totes. That's number 3.
A collector found me again. Collector's back.
Yeah, hey, Collector Rick. Yeah.
I don't have any swarm traps out. I've caught 3 or 4 here in the yard that
Yeah, I
got
caught my
away
first
from me,
one.
but that's about all that's gotten away from me this year. I've been on top of it pretty good. Of course,
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's been a longer winter too. Last year I couldn't stay on top of it, but this year, whole different ballgame.
yeah, my number 1 hive swarmed on me today. I got her back. She only went up with my cedar tree. That's where they all go. They all go in my cedar tree.
Yeah, I've got all them little apple trees out there, and I cut them way back in the wintertime. I'm not trying to produce apples because I don't spray, but I keep them cut low right out there in the apiary. And seems like every one of them, they stage right there in them little apple trees. I just go down there and shake them right in the box. Just
Right.
throw me some larvae in there, shake them in there.
I didn't give him anything. This queen doesn't need anything. This queen, I
Before
I
I
gave
clipped,
her a 12-day brood break and took half of her brood 3 weeks ago. Now she swarmed on me.
well, before I clipped, my trees were low. When we bought this property, um, the groundhogs and whatnot were so rampant. They took everything. They took all the new leaves off of everything. Nothing had a chance. So then when we came and I started catering to the trees a little more and baby and tending to them and putting protectors on them, they grew. Now they're 15, 20 feet, and I'm thinking, oh. But anyway, so now I clip my queens now. So before those first couple years, I mean, I swear every hive swarmed because I was learning, I was still figuring it out. And now that my trees, and I could just catch them real quick, because the trees were 4 or 5 feet off the ground. So
Right.
everything was easy. And now that the trees have gotten, so big, I've learned, more swarm management and clipping my queens. And now if I get a swarm, I pretty much know it's somebody else's. Before it was always mine.
I still got 2 more queens that's on their second flow, so they still might swarm on me. All my other production hives or my honey hives have all been replaced with new queens.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good feeling, ain't it?
Yeah. But one of the 3, I had 3, now I got 2 because they swarmed on me. I'm going to cut all the cells out tomorrow, and I caught a swarm today, so they already swarmed that hive that I just caught. I'm going to dump them in there. Just put all 5 frames right in the middle
Yeah.
and put her with an old queen, but because I'm out of queens.
Yeah, I was trying to explain that to Bill the other day, I believe it was. I call it a nuke invasion.
Yeah.
Just take the old queen out and plug a nuke right in.
Right.
Have you
Yeah.
done that before, Tom?
Yeah. Yeah.
They
That's
don't
what I
maul
did.
her or nothing because she's got all her stuff protecting her, and then
That's exactly what I just did with all my new queens. I took
do you put paper in between your boxes if it's a double?
No, I just stick her
do
right
that.
in the bottom of the box,
That's what
right in
I
the
do.
middle.
Yep.
So I
You
sell
just-
sets. I sell 2 frames, eggs, larva, and the queen. So say the beekeeper who did something dumb lost the queen for whatever reason, but they have a healthy hive, they have drawn comb, they have everything ready to go, but they, whatever, for whatever reason, I'll sell 2 frames and the queen in the center, and they just plug that straight in and off she goes. So it's
Yeah.
kind of the same thing, but not all
and
5 frames, just 2.
instead of
Not a
having to
set.
take the queen out and then wait a week and all that mess,
Yeah.
I
In
had an
fact,
old man tell me that he found out that it's best to just take a queen out of a big hive like that and wait 2 days and then introduce a newly mated queen. Now I don't know about that one because two
I don't
days
know about that one either.
they're gonna start building cells and then you
Because
add
they
another
already got
queen.
cells started. Yeah.
But the old saying goes, they'll take a land. Of course, that's a mated queen. They'll take a land queen over anything,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Even
Right.
if
Well,
they
mine
have
didn't.
cells made. But now I've seen times where they balled them, so I don't
Eh,
know.
So
Yeah,
there's also a saying, and how well these sayings, but they want their own, they'd rather have their own. So if they already have
right.
cells made and started, you know, whether
Yeah.
they're, I don't know where the capping
They,
comes in,
they'd
but
rather have their own. Their
I had
prejudice.
2 roll those mated queens on me in this past week.
Mhm.
They didn't want those mated queens, they wanted their own, they made their own queens.
Right.
Well,
Now,
wouldn't have been
Tom,
their
you
own.
was talking about playing swapperoo. Take the old queen out, put another queen in, right?
Right.
I call that swapperoo.
Swapperoo.
You can do that with a laying queen, but not
Yes.
necessarily with a mated queen.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I
There is
agree.
a difference, right?
Yes.
You can go to your yard and get a queen
Ah,
out of a hive that's laying
yeah.
and put her in there. But if you
Right.
take one out of a cage that you got in the mail that hadn't laid in 3 days, she's a
Yeah,
mated
right. That won't
queen.
work.
She's not a
Yeah,
laying
That's
queen. It
right.
won't work.
that's that's where mine didn't work.
That's
She was a
that's where we
mated
got to get
queen.
that straight, so
Yes,
everybody will know that there's a difference
right.
between mated and laying.
Jeez. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I didn't think that far. Like, huh.
Right. So
Hi,
that don't
Randy.
happen to somebody else, right? Oh yeah, yesterday I had a queen in my hand and I laid her up there on my finger to get her legs. And I didn't get her front leg because her little front leg's short, right? She twisted and twisted, and I'm trying to get my pin, and she's done twisted around 3 times and broke both back legs off. I'm like,
Oh man.
you got to be kidding me, really? I just didn't
Oh,
have. You got to make sure you got all 3
All three
legs
legs.
because they will twist
All
and twist
six.
and twist, and they'll pull their legs plumb off. That one did.
so what'd you do? What'd you
Right?
do with her?
I throwed her back in the hive. She can drag her butt around, lay. They'll recoin her.
I had most of my virgin marked, but there was 4 or 5 I didn't mark. I just got tired of marking them. So I went to mark one today, one of my new virgins that made it queens. She flew on me. But then I just
I
waited. She flew right
I
back
had
down. I
I
said, all
had
right, I'm
two of
not
them
marking until she
yesterday.
starts laying.
I had 2 of them yesterday. What I done, I just put a plus if they got mated and a minus if they didn't. And then when I got done, I went back through and counted all my minuses. And then I went to my bank and got my virgins, and I just started running them through the door. Right, I opened it up, right up straight up in there, and I'm trying to catch her. Had 2 of them do that. Yeah, lucky I got plenty of virgins.
Well, this was a brand new mated queen that wasn't laying yet. We just
Yeah,
started laying.
right.
Yeah, I
She
think
kind
we've
of,
all been caught grabbing in the air like that. And then you got to realize, just settle down. Then
I was
Mhm.
they'll,
grabbing her feet, her legs,
we
and I
still
missed
try to
them or
grab at them.
something. There she went. She came right back down.
Yeah. I'm studying the Virgin Bank. Everybody's question has been, well, how long can you keep them virgins in the bank for? So I'm playing with that.
I
I
think the
don't
longest
know
would
that
be
I'll come up with the answer, but
4 days.
oh no, I've had them. I've already done some for a week, and they're laying like crazy.
Oh, okay, max. Well, I think they only get 10 days after they
Yeah, I've got
emerge,
some right now
or
that are 10
14 days.
days,
There's
and
a
I'm gonna
number where
try them.
she can't get mated. It's either 10 or 14 after she
Right.
emerges.
I've got 3 in a bank right now. Sunday there'll be 14, and I'm gonna try them and see what'll happen.
I
But
think that
I
might
think you're
be.
right. I think about 10 days is about. Of course,
I
it
want to
takes
say
about
10.
7 for them to mature, and they're beautiful when you pull them out of the bank. They've been taken care of. They grew a lot. They look
Right.
good when you put them in there. They almost look mated. You know.
Yeah, they get big, don't they? After a
Yeah.
few days.
In 2 days' time, they're mated.
Yeah.
If it's pretty weather.
I
So
peeked into some cells on the day before they emerged out, and I was surprised how fast they changed that last 24 hours.
So I got a
yeah,
question. I
yeah.
got a queen 9 days ago. She came up from the south. So I don't know how long she was in the cage before I got her.
A mated queen.
Days? Yes. Mated but not laying. So I put her in the cage. I mean, I put her in her little cage, her little cage, put her in there. And today, 9 days later, she did not come out of that cage. They had eaten all the candy. The attendants were coming in and out. She would not go through that little hole. So I
Hmm.
popped the staple off, and I clipped her and marked her, and I ran her down in. So my question is, she's mated but not laying, and she's been in that hive for 9 days with those bees for 9 days. Do you think she's gonna lay?
Oh yeah, yeah. Give her a week. Go back, look.
Yeah, I mean, she was afraid to go out come out of that cage for some reason.
She would
Yeah.
not come out of that hole, and I put her in the dark. I did I did all the little tricks, and nothing. She would not
Was
come
it a
through that
wood
hole.
cage, Nancy, or a plastic
Yes,
cage?
it was the
I have
wood, the
seen
one.
a time where that wood cage had a staple in that hole coming down.
Yeah,
The workers could get in there, but she couldn't get out. I have seen
Yeah,
that
no.
happen.
But I look, so I put it right on the front porch, just to put her scent there too a little bit, because I got nothing else to do with the cage. But I don't think I'll look. No, 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 nope, nope. I'm sure that wasn't in there because I was looking down in there and I was trying to figure it out. There was no staple. I'd have noticed that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, just she'll be fine. They bank them mated queens for a long time. I'm
yeah,
not saying it's a good thing, but uh, yeah, there's some people that banks them all winter long.
yeah. I've heard that.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
it's
well,
crazy. Yeah.
I think I get mated queens that stick around because when I close up my colonies in October, everybody's clipped and mated. When I open them up in spring, there's unmarked, unclipped queens that start laying. They're in overwinter with two. I actually put two marked queens. I had two green queens in these hives that I take care of, and I found both of them in the same colony in spring, and in
Yeah.
fall I thought they were in two separate hives, but I must have inadvertently put them together, and they stayed all winter long together.
Mhm. Well, we're talking about that now. Have you ever had a two queen hive intentionally? Have y'all ever tried that?
No.
A queen in the bottom box excluder, queen in the top box excluder, honey super.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
no, I've
yeah. I
never
did.
done that.
I've
Good
never
enough
done it.
found
They
us
say
again.
they say it can be done. I've never done it.
Well, I've done six frame boxes together, each with a mated queen, with two queen
Uh,
excluders on top of it, and then all supers,
right.
and no issue whatsoever. Where
Yeah.
one bees could go over to the other queen,
Right.
no issues whatsoever.
But the bottom bees have got to on this. The bottom bees have got to pass through right to get to the honey
Right,
super.
because most of the
But the
time bees
but the queens
go
can't
up and
kill each
down.
other. Yeah.
They won't kill each other.
Yep.
So
I ran three queens for a couple of years in one
my
hive.
mentee and I put together and she actually figured, like, she was doing it in her head. I'm so this mentee I have, I think she's going to be great. But so we had a deep, I had a laying queen in it that shouldn't have been laying yet, but she was laying. Then I found a virgin running around in there too, so I popped the virgin out, put her in a roller. We kept looking for that mated queen, could not find her. So I put a queen excluder, and then they had already filled the medium with honey. Put the medium, and then I was going to put the virgin in the top. And my mentee said, "No, no, no, let's rearrange it." So
Put the
we
virgin in the
put the
bottom so
bottom
she can
where the
fly out. Yeah. Yeah.
but we still don't know
Right.
where the mated queen is. So
Right.
I didn't really wasn't gonna. I was just gonna. I say bank, but I don't think that's the right term. I was just gonna put that virgin up top till I could
Yeah.
go
Just
in
hold
another
her.
day or two when things
Yeah.
settle down and find out. That was my thought. So, but my mentee, I let her do what she wants because what's the hurt of it, you know? It'll either work or won't. And she learns
Right.
both ways. But so she's like, well, no, let's put the virgin. Let's flip these deeps. So we took the new deep with one frame of bees. Hopefully, it doesn't have that maid queen on it. Down below, did a medium with honey, new nectar syrup. It's a nuke, so I was feeding it. And then another deep with what we think the mated queen is up in that deep. So we'll run that for a while and see what happens.
Yeah. So that's
Mark,
basically what I was talking about. Yeah, it's the same principle.
Mark, if
But-
you had those two queens above each other with a queen excluder, I don't know how the bees from the bottom box, as they pass through the other queen to get to the
It's gonna
supers,
kill her.
what they would do.
Right. Will they kill her?
Yeah. And
Yeah,
those
the
were
birds
all those
pass through
and all
this.
those ones going up through that box are the older bees too.
Yep.
She can pass through that queen excluder on the way out, but then probably not on the way back in.
And the other box has to go through. So one's going up and the
I'd
other
put
one's
a
going down.
I'd put a honey super between those between those queens. I'd put a honey super between them.
Mhm.
You know,
Oh, I know.
Right.
Yeah. That might be a better queen excluder, honey super, and another queen excluder.
Yeah. At
yeah.
least
Then you're
you got
almost
some
to the
space
Demery,
there.
right? But that's
Yeah.
kind of like the Demery. But then but just leave her up there.
But you have two queens.
You run a top entrance, and then you're good to go.
Yeah. Me and
Stack more
Matt
supers
was
on.
talking about that today. I don't know if that can be possible, but they say you can do that. I don't know. I don't see why you'd want to do it unless you had a bunch of
Yeah.
nukes or something.
Or
Right.
you end up with an extra, like we did it. I did it because I had that. Oh, so that mated queen that was in that box was that one when I was trying to catch. She ended up in that box next door of the one I wanted her to go in, and she flew around. We couldn't catch her. We lost her. So she went into that one that it shouldn't have even had eggs, and it had 7-day-old larvae. So it had to be her, right? It has to be her.
Yeah.
Hey, Joey.
Hey, Joey.
It's me again, Joey.
I wished I could see the chat. I can't see it on my phone. I don't know how to get it up. It says chat right here, but I pushed that one time and it knocked me plumb off.
We'll push it again. See what happens.
It'll
Because
knock
that's
me
where
off.
it is. No, it shouldn't.
It should show your comments, then you push it again and put it back.
Comments, but I can't see the screen.
When you're on the comments, you can't
I
see
can
the
see the
screen.
comments. I can see the Oh, okay, I understand what you're saying.
Right, but you
Yeah.
can't see us three. You can't see
You
us.
can't
so you
do
gotta do
both on the phone.
Well,
You
you
pull
learn
the
something every
comments, read
day.
them, and then go back on the video.
Oh, wait a minute here. What am I doing?
Turn the phone
Okay.
sideways. Yeah.
Oh no.
Uh,
Oh geez. Oh boy.
all right,
Oh
now I gotta join the chat.
yeah. Click on that.
Connect to comment. Am I still here?
Yep. We should
No,
talk
you
about
froze.
that. Here. Man, it's getting chilly here. Let me see what.
You're still
I've
here,
been
though.
on all day.
You didn't leave. You just locked the video froze.
Yeah, I don't understand all that. It's beyond me.
67 degrees. 67. I feel chilly, but I was in the sun all day. So when I've
Yeah.
been out in the sun, then when the sun goes down, you feel chilly no matter what temp. 67. It's supposed to go down to 55. See, Tom, you mentioned this. You mentioned this before. I'm going to 45 degrees on Friday night. That's why I can't get out. That's why my bees won't take off. I mean, some of them are taking off. Some of them are, but not all of them. Look at the temp, 45 degrees on Friday night. What the heck?
Nancy, I think that's been a pretty common problem this year.
Yeah, okay.
I really
all of
do.
us?
From south to
We're
north.
going down to 42, Nancy. 43
Jeez.
on Friday morning and 42 on Saturday morning.
Well, that makes me feel better that we're all in this muck together. But yeah, 45, 48, 49, 53.
Just to warm up, though.
Probably,
The ones that
probably why
really fed heavy have done real good.
42 degrees don't hurt anything. It's just they're not flying for that morning. They're flying in the afternoon when it gets up to 70.
no, well, the
60s.
everything else, not just the bees, but everything. I think it's
Everything's
stagnating.
behind.
Yeah. Our black locust usually blooms the second or third week of April. And it's now just blooms, just starting now, and by warm areas by the expressway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you're
our
kind of
tulip
2 weeks
poplars,
behind me.
So
our tulip poplar is starting to fade out. It's been for about
we're good
2
3 weeks
maybe,
behind.
maybe
My
3
area
weeks.
is 3 weeks, almost a month.
Yeah, our blackberries are already. I've already got blackberries out there. There's some blooms,
Wow.
but they're green blackberries, but they're
Yeah.
there.
3
Blueberries.
weeks.
I've got blueberries. I've got apples, peaches, pears, plums.
Typically, about this time of year, middle of May, I put my swimming pool up, and we're still getting 42-degree mornings.
Yeah, I haven't even planted my tomatoes yet.
I did that. They're gonna be cold.
I planted my sweet corn, and then it come 15 inches of rain, and I had to replant it. My potatoes,
Look
they
what
wash
the cat drug in.
plumb out of the ground.
Look what the
He's
cat
even
drug
more.
in.
We even got a more southern guy.
Yeah.
How you doing, Joey?
Fairly well.
Well, Nancy, since you got plenty of people on, I'm going to hop off.
No, don't
All
leave.
right.
I'm just coming in to say hey.
Well, that's all right. I'm ready to shut it down anyway. It's
Huh?
I've had a long, I mean, not in the next, in a minute, but I've been out in the hives all day, and I'm fading fast. When the sun goes down, I fade pretty quick. So Good Enough is up in Connecticut. He's right on schedule. Okay. Are you on schedule,
Okay.
Joey? Are you behind?
Not really. We still behind. Now I have 2 or 3 that are kind of ahead of everybody else. I pulled a few pounds of honey yesterday. I didn't want to pull too many frames out of each hive because I'm putting wet frames back, or will be. So I'm just pulling like 3 or 4 at a time, and then putting them back, and then gonna pull another couple frames out of each one, just to make room for the tallow when it gets started. It's been raining. It's been raining all day here, all night and all day. I couldn't even put the frames back in. So,
is it cool today? Was it cool down there?
Yesterday it was kind of cool. Yesterday morning. This morning it was comfortable, but I didn't pay any attention to the temperature.
Yeah.
I got up to 84 today.
I don't know what we got up to. It was nice and toasty.
Hot day today, but tomorrow's, or by Friday, it's only 68. We go from 84 down to 68.
It's warmer up there than it is down here.
Let's see.
It just cut the flow off.
Mark.
I walked out there a while ago, and I'm seeing a little bit of pollen coming in, but that's about it. It's just too cool right now. Wet.
2 or 3 o'clock, we're supposed to get thunderstorms again tomorrow. Then a cold front comes through.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to rain here every day all week.
It'll all straighten up after Mother's Day. Give it a week or 2 after Mother's Day, and it'll
usually by the 3rd week of May.
It'll plane out in the 80s during the day, and then it'll start getting into the 90s.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, but I
music-
get nervous.
Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
76.6.
No, I done lost it. Anyway, I pulled about 75 pounds yesterday.
Okay.
Like I say, I'm just pulling a few at a time to kind of clean make them have room, you know.
Wish
Yeah.
you come up here and do that for me, Joey.
It's kind of hard work. It's kind of hard work to do. But if I had a lot more equipment, I'd probably just stack boxes, but I don't have enough for all that.
Yeah. That's a good
No,
idea,
Joey,
though.
I think it's better to do what you're doing than to have all that extra equipment to store and keep track of and clean up and all of that. So no, I think the right way is or the less work way is just to do it more often. And the less money, 'cause then you don't have to buy as many frames and boxes and store them and keep the moths out of them and all that.
Yeah.
The worst thing is having to clean up the honey house afterward.
Yeah. Hose it
That's the
down.
worst thing. Yeah.
That's why I try to do it every day for a few days, and then I can clean it up and wait a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you need warmer weather to spin them out. Of course,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But they
you
were
probably
all
got
home.
heat. I turned
They
the heat
were all
on.
home yesterday because it was supposed to be raining already when me and my wife got out there and done it. And time I put my hands down there to pull the frame, I was barehanded. They covered me up, so
Mm.
I ended up having to put gloves on.
Yeah, I got stung a lot yesterday in the hand marking them queens.
Yeah.
7 or 8 times. Right in the
Hey,
finger,
Mark.
in the end of the finger.
You were 100% correct. I looked at the 10-day forecast, and
Uh,
next Wednesday, the 14th, there's 3 days right in a row of all in the 80s.
That's when your flow's really going to flow when it hits in the 80s. It'll
Yeah.
really start, the nectar will start flowing good.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how these guys north of me and south of me have capped honey when I got nothing. I mean, I know it's all microclimate and all, but still,
Well, a
that
lot of
much.
that was that early maple. I think the maple
Yeah.
had a lot of nectar, didn't it? Wasn't it the
Yeah.
maple?
Yeah, I got 3 or 4 frames in each hive from the maples. Usually I don't get very hardly any.
Yeah.
Well, so I do have mediums on. They get to keep the first medium. And those mediums, I have some mediums that are full. So I am misleading when I say, but what's for me is not started yet, I guess I should say, because some of them have full mediums on. So if you're running a single deep, you'll have capped honey above it. But I don't do the single brood. I have some 2 double deeps and then a medium yet on top. Because I can't feed like I did last year. I can't continue physically to do that. So I'm letting them keep a lot of honey this year. And
I
it
do
is,
that.
I mean, they are getting heavy, but it's the honey for me. It's not happening.
I do the
They're
same
not
thing,
they're
Nancy.
not paying rent, huh?
Yeah, the rent's not getting paid. They're filling their cupboards, leaving me high and dry.
Yep.
But all right, guys. I'm gonna go. I the other week I didn't look to see what time was, and I stopped at 4 seconds short of 3 hours. I
Hmm.
didn't. I was like, I could have had a whole 3 hour chat, but today I went out, Joey. I went out with my camera to the yard, but it was just a mess. So I ended up shutting that all down. That was like a half hour, I guess. It just kept freezing up. I don't know what the problem. I don't know why that doesn't work. And then I came in and started it again. So the second one's an hour and a half.
Yeah,
The first
90
one was
minutes.
yeah.
I'm
What was the
done.
first one, Tom?
Oh, I don't know. It's like this one, 90 minutes right now. I don't know what the first one was.
Yeah, like the first one was like 23 minutes or something. And then it kept freezing up, and I got to get those extenders, Mark. You were talking about those farm extenders or whatever.
Yeah, I hadn't done that yet, and I need to. But I got hacked the other
Me
day. That
too.
kind of put my spending, cut it back. I had to wait till they get all that figured out. I got my debit card got hacked.
Oh, I hate
No,
when that
I
happens.
don't want to spend any money until I get the honey coming in.
Yeah.
I'm right at that point too,
Yeah,
where I
my
got
wallet's getting thin right now. Oh,
they want a better landlord. Good enough says, well, they're not getting any other landlord, so hey, I feed them, I take care of them, their health, their mental health,
And
their
they're not
physical
even
health.
grateful.
Well, better, yeah. Those ones down in Fort Washington today. You don't want to say anything too early, but they were kittens. I'm telling you what, man. And those are my genetics from last year. But boy, oh boy, man, they just. I mean, we didn't hardly have to use smoke.
they're not
They were
dying to
just.
sting you then.
Yeah. I used smoke today all day, going through all those hives.
I have it. I mean, it's up and running, but like, because you go for a long period of time and you don't even use it because
Well, since
they're all.
since I was trying to find queens, I only smoked them real lightly though, because I didn't want to push the queen.
Yeah.
I like
I've
that
got
smoker
some of
Todd
them.
was showing the other day.
Hmm?
I like that smoker Todd was showing on his channel the other
Yeah,
day.
that would be cool if they had a DWAP one where you hook your
Yeah.
DWAP.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have to worry about lighting it and all that, catching on fire.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, it would. You just grab it and go.
Last
Right.
year, I caught my yard on fire twice. It was a mess.
Yeah, that could get out of hand quick.
Yeah, when we had
Sure
that severe
can.
drought last year, we weren't even allowed to start a fire. So I couldn't even use the smoker.
Yeah,
Well, I started using a spray bottle this year, sugar water.
Yeah,
But
that works.
I can't keep it clean. Sugar's, it gunks up. So if anybody has a good
Table.
squirter,
Oh,
because the sugar water works, it freezes them. It doesn't move them around like the smoke does. It just freezes them still. But
yeah.
my sprayer bottle gets clogged up. I clean it out, but then sometimes it clogs in the middle of the yard. And now this time I can't unclog it.
Yeah, you
More
can't
water.
run too heavy of sugar water in it. 0.5 to 1 work good on it. If you do 1 to 1, or it'll clog up.
Yeah,
You need
probably
it
more
Oh,
like
so
hummingbird water.
uh
Yeah.
what
real
could
thin.
I do? Could I just not even put sugar in it? What if I didn't even put sugar in it? It's a mist. It's a mist. But more
That's why it's
water,
clogging
okay.
up. Yeah, that's
Well,
why it's clogging
try it,
up.
Nancy. Let us know.
I
Yeah,
drink
all right.
mine.
So what I'll do is I'm gonna dump that out and I'll go back and I'll put just a touch of sugar in it. Just
Yeah,
a wee little bit. And see
I
if I
tried
could.
that.
I can't catch my yard on fire again this year. I can't. It was really scary. It was really scary.
I tried plucking a mated queen out of the nuke and then popping a virgin in, and I soaked them down with sugar water. All 3
Mhm.
frames. I just soaked them real good, and then let her go. Put the lid on, which I ain't went back and checked yet. And then
That's what they do up
another one, I plucked it out, and I mixed me up some sugar water, and I put 4 or 5 drops of lemongrass oil in there. and I
Ooh.
soaked them down with that and popped the virgin in. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
My buddy Ed up here, he just sprays when he introduces a virgin. He sprays the virgin, he sprays the frame, drops her on, puts her in. He said it works all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just water. Just sprays her off.
Huh.
Hmm.
But see, I just immediately plucked the queen out. They're not hopelessly queenless. I just took the queen out,
Yeah.
put her in a cage, put tenants in, and then put a virgin right in.
Yeah.
So I soaked all the bees down real good.
Yeah, they freeze. They
Yeah,
like freeze when you spray them.
Yeah.
yeah.
They're like,
So
what the hell?
we'll see if they kill her. I don't know. We'll see what
Probably
happens.
I
not.
think it'll be all right. You have to tell us next week. All
I'm gonna
right.
tell you.
I'm gonna go. I don't know if our friends are on over there in stream team.
They're supposed to be on.
Yeah, I saw
Bruce-
them all.
Yeah.
I had one over there yet.
So, but yeah, good night. We'll see you Friday night. Oh, wait, no, I think somebody who's new tomorrow night. I mean, Horizontal's on, Ricky is he still coming on Thursdays, but I think Bracken, I think I saw Bracken was gonna start up a Thursday night. So we'll see. And then
Might be
Charlie on
filling in
Friday.
for him.
Huh?
You might be filling in for Ricky
Who is?
Bracken, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. And then Joey on Saturday night.
Charlie on Friday.
Yes, Charlie on Friday. Yes, yep. All right, guys. Night,
All
night.
right. See y'all later.
Right.
Night, y'all. See y'all.
Yeah.
I'm hopping off. I'm tired.
I know,
Yeah,
me too.